morning, beautiful sisters. My heart is just lighting up with so much joy after Saturday's retreat. It was so amazing. Today I'm here inspired to talk on showing up as you. I often get super busy in the mornings, caught up with my kids and my husband and making lunches and breakfast and dog and the messy house, that I run out of time for me. Does this ever happen to you? Do you run out of time taking time for you? Well, this happens. I have a delicious tea this morning. And I totally just ate my string. This happens even though I woke up at 5:01 because I woke up to do my morning. So how do your mornings go for you? Even when we plan out our mornings, life goes awry. So knowing that the habits that we make in our mornings, these habits, these things that we do in the morning, they are just habitual things that are programmed into our mind. So just asking yourself how you show up for you. And if you just wake up, or if you wake up late, or if you just every day, if you just roll out of bed and then just frantically rush. Is that how your morning goes? Or do some mornings do you take time for you? Do you take time to do things like hydrate with water? Do you drink plenty of water for yourself? Do you take time for a mindfulness or a spiritual practice? Or do you meditate or do you pray? I know for me, I have to drink my water in the morning, and no matter what, I have to get in a little mini meditation, and I have to get in breath work. And I do this prosperity mindset that was inspired from Weldon Long. In his book, he wrote this crazy book about him, and he was in prison for 13 years, and he changed his whole life around, and he's now this very successful person. And how he did that was he started rewriting his thoughts down on paper and then speaking them out. And so many different people do this in so many different ways. Like Joe Dispenza does this, and he does this in a different kind of a way where he has you write like your biggest goal on like a piece of paper. So my goal right now is growing hula hoop. So mine is you just take I take an H and write it on a piece of paper and then write a frequency around it. And then I sit and I settle and resonate with all those feelings that it would feel like when that goal comes to fruition. So what I'm doing here is I'm taking time to reset my thoughts, because I have learned in my habits are going to rush me into what it is I have to be doing and taking care of my kids, and then that does happen, and being a mom. So I know that I have to take control of my thoughts. So I write my thoughts in positive tense on that piece of paper, or I sit and I kind of meditate and I do this visualization journey of what it is going to feel like when I move into my dream house, what it feels like when hula hoop is big and spreading wide and open, and what it feels like here to have my prosperity. Not when, I'm feeling it as now, because we're not like projecting into the future like as we don't have it, because the universe and all the energy around us doesn't know the difference between past, present, and future. This is crazy, and I'm going off on this fun tangent. But what I was getting at was, what are the habits of your day? What are your thoughts? So I have realized that I have to take my morning by the boobs. I would say balls, but most of us have boobs. If you don't have boobs, then maybe it's balls. And we have to take our mornings most of the time. And yes, we can have weekends or slip it out times. Like my sister had a frantic morning where her alarm didn't go off, and that happens. Like, don't beat yourself up about it. Like, get over it. We're fine. We're moving along. Just being aware now of what we can do to shift. So what are your habits? I'm listening to this very amazing book right now about our performance and our habits, and how everything that we do and how we perform is based on our habits of everyday life. And science and research shows it takes us 21 to 45 days depending on the person to reform a habit. So knowing that something like this takes time, and it took me time to be able to get out of bed at 5. And I sometimes struggle with it, and sometimes I'll have to sleep until 5:30 or 6, but I know I have to take the first hour to me. And at first I would just take 30 minutes to me. Maybe it was 10. But I knew I had to wake up and I would have to breathe. And I know for me that I have to practice yoga, and now I do hoop yoga, and I have to do that for me, because otherwise I feel bad about myself. I feel bad for not taking care of my body. I know I need to get my heart rate elevated, and hooping is something that brings me joy, so I find movement that I love. So I love you, and I want you to just question yourself. Why is it that I do the things that I do? Why is it that I think these thoughts that I think? Did I put these here? Or did somebody else put these here? Question everything, my friends. I love you, and I encourage you to question everything and question yourself. And know that it's not easy. It's not easy, especially in the beginning. It's going to be challenging, and you have to try new things and things that make you feel uncomfortable to grow. And you have to show up for yourself, because when we don't show up for ourselves, we will not grow. We will stay stagnant. When we do not show up, like on our yoga mat or in the workout gym for your CrossFit class, for your elliptical or your run, when you don't show up for that, and it's not going to be every day, are you giving it your all? Are you trying your best? Are you taking time for self-care to love yourself and be your best self? I love you. Just question it all. I love you.